What's up? It's Shelby with Summer Rewind numero dos featuring Alyssa Clark. Alyssa and I got together on the long trail this summer for an epic training run in her home stomping grounds. We talked all about her killer winning mindset and, of course, our cats. Yeah, buddy. Alyssa is an absolute force on the trail. She finished first female, third overall at the 2022 Moab 240, and then at the 2023 Hurt 100, first female, second overall, only one of two women to ever go under 25 hours on that course. She then smashed Canyon's 100 miler, first female, new course record, set a bunch of FKTs, then went and got second at Dragon's Back Ascent, 7th overall, and most recently finishing first and setting a new course record at the Mount Laguna Trail Marathon. She's unstoppable, and I can't wait to share with you what she has to say about having a winning mindset. But first, as my nephew Anderson would say,
so don't forget to like and subscribe and smack that bell button.
What's up? Shelbs F here, that's SHELBZZF because two Z's are more fun. And I am on Stratton Mountain with Alyssa Clark in the Stratton Mountain Fire Tower on a 17.5 mile training run, scouting the long trail, pretty sweet southern section that's actually Alyssa's home turf.
Yeah, this is where I basically found trail running, honestly. It's where I've logged a lot of miles, and I used to go to school just down the way, so we would run this section, and it's really where I discovered 4 to 5 hours of just running on the trail and eating snacks. This is sick. I want to do this for my life.
Yep, and Alyssa's parents support it as they are picking us up at the end of this run and schlepping our dirty, wet butts.
I did tell them to bring towels.
Back to the cars. She was supposed to run Vermont 100 today, and it was canceled because of all of the rain Vermont's been getting. So we're out here instead. I feel pretty lucky.
Let's go run.
Yeah.
So you had two big victories this year, and my one real question for you is, what does it take to have that winning mindset? Like, how did you go in there and crush those? Did you go in there knowing you were gonna come out on top? Did you feel it while you were in there? Like, tell me everything.
Yeah, so that's a really great question, and it's actually something, so kind of before Moab 240, which I consider kind of the breakthrough race for me, I'd always played it safe. It wasn't that I wasn't trying, but if I never fully committed myself to all in, then I could never be completely disappointed with my performance. It's like you always protect yourself.
Yeah.
And so if you always protect yourself, then you never have to fully apologize for things not going as you hoped they would. And so I was supposed to race TDS, the UTMB series, and I got COVID.
Oh.
And so I was still over there, but I just ended up going on these long hikes. And there was one hike in particular where I just was hiking and sobbing and realizing that I'd never actually truly believed in myself, and that I'd never given myself the chance to be as good as I thought I was capable of being, or I had told myself that maybe one day I could be. And so I don't know, it was almost like I went through this therapy session with myself of working through why I was holding on to this strong self-doubt and holding on to this fear of failure and fear of me like not being as good as I hoped I could one day be. And I came out of it and I was just like, there's no reason that I should not be betting on myself.
Yes.
There's no reason that I shouldn't believe I belong here. And so I just started, and it's not cockiness, it's just like this confidence, because I train really fucking hard. Like, I know that. And I've been in this sport for 8 years. I've worked, I mean, I live my life to be good at this sport. And so I never backed it up with the attitude.
Yeah.
And finally in Moab, it was just like, let's just fucking go. Like, I belong to be here. And so I started at Moab and then in Hurt, and I kind of started this mantra of just bet on yourself.
Dude, I've been playing that in my head on this, this training block.
It's
big
just,
time.
Like, bet on yourself, why not me?
Yeah.
And that has been huge. And Hurt, like, I love that course. That's my home. Like, here is my home and Hurt is my home.
For the record, Alyssa took 6 hours off her Hurt 100 time.
Oh yeah.
Between the first year she ran it, which was her first 100 miler, and this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 hours.
Yeah, and I just, like, that race was so full of joy. Like, I used to run from a place of fear, and I run from a place of joy now.
Yeah.
And I love, like, fuck, I love being out here. And I just have been able, so with canyons, like, I was intimidated by some of the other women there. I mean, like Annie Hughes, Alex Borsick, there's some women who've come in top 10 at UTMB. Like, it was a strong field. And I found myself out front with another woman pretty early on, and I kept being like, oh my gosh, like, I shouldn't be here. I'm not good enough. What am I doing? And then I started being like, stop it. Why shouldn't you be here? Why don't you belong here? Maybe you are good enough, or actually, like, you are good enough.
Yeah. And
so I've just been really working on it, and that's the attitude I took into Val d'Orient. It was like, I mean, you know, things can happen, but there was no fucking question in my mind that I was going to do the best that I was capable of doing on that day. And I believed that that meant winning.
Yeah.
And it's not about winning. It's about proving myself right. Of like, I believe I'm capable of this performance, and I have put in the work to have that performance, and I'm gonna show it now. And I also had my coach say, like, your mind is your greatest weapon, and anything that your mind tells your body to do, it will do. And so I just kept repeating the mantra, the mind controls the body, the mind controls the body. And
that's a good one.
That has been, yeah, just a huge thing. And also I control my emotions a lot more than I used to. Like, you'll never see me upset at an aid station because I don't allow myself to fall apart into aid stations.
Yeah.
I keep myself I get my shit out of the way before I hit the aid station, because people are watching you and they will report back to others how you look.
Yep.
So the stronger you look, the more everyone else will fear you. So, yeah. We started in Manchester.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're 14.76 in right now, and just under 3 to go. Have a good one.
So yeah, sorry that's long-winded. It's kind of an evolution of mindset. But yeah, to distill it down, I think a winning mindset comes from the confidence of knowing you put in the work and betting on yourself.
And being really honest with yourself, probably too, about what putting in the work means.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Because cockiness, I think it comes from a place of false belief or like false assumptions of your work. Whereas confidence comes from truly deep knowledge that when you stand on that start line, you have put your absolute best foot forward. I also think, like, there's an element, I love, I think it's Molly Seidel was like, yeah, you know, I train really hard, I work really hard. Also, I like to and like, I think that's so important.
Okay, before we cut this thing, we gotta talk about our cats, the van. So I was introduced to Alyssa by Jason Hardrath, I don't know when, probably over a year ago. And he was like, you should be friends with this girl. I'm putting you two in a group chat together. And that was when I first really like started following you. And we both left our jobs in December and moved into a van with our two cats. And I was just like, how is this possible? And there's like another person like this.
Mirroring each other.
Yeah.
Wild.
So of course, when Alyssa met us at the trailhead, I immediately, like, before anything was like, and this is Todd, our social cat. And like, for the first time in months, didn't feel like I was being judged for being a crazy cat freak.
And I was giving cheeky scratches.
Yeah, and Todd made a new friend.
I have Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute.
Michael Scott? No way.
Yeah, Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute.
So if you want to hear more about Alyssa Clark, you should definitely follow her on Instagram. And she's a host of a podcast too.
I am, yeah. You can follow me on theory_in_motion or just theory in motion. You'll find it. And then I host and produce the podcast, the Uphill Athlete Podcast, where you can find a lot of educational material about trail running, mountain sports, and all that stuff.
So yeah, now I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this giant dread out of my hair. They keep happening, so next time you see me, I'm probably gonna have a medium length bob, but it'll be great. And with that, it is Shelbs F signing out.